Welcome, welcome, one and all, to The Late Show. I'm your host, Stephen Colbert. Ladies and gentlemen, we are starting off tonight with some urgent breaking news. According to several texts from my children, today is my birthday. Can we confirm that? Is it possible? Yes. Yes. We have fact-checked it. It is today, May 13th, according to my WikiFeet account, which also gave me my birthday wish, 5-star Tootsies. You will be receiving a thank you note, foot pervs of the world. It's also a big day for the president because Donald Trump is on the first international trip of his new term, visiting Saudi Arabia. Yes, Donald Trump left the country today, so I got another birthday wish. There you go. Way ahead of me. Way ahead of me. A president visiting Saudi Arabia on his first official trip is a bit unusual. Normally, back when we had normal, presidents would make their first international trip to the UK or Canada or any close ally, but like everything, Trump's decision seemed to come down to a highest bidder approach. And as he said in March, last time I went to Saudi Arabia, they put up $450 million. Okay, I'm going around the palace with a big bag. Come on, just drop your bribe right in. Qatar gave me a jet. Can you beat a jet? How about a solid gold ski-doo? He landed in Riyadh this morning, where he got a lavish welcome, greeted by Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman on a sumptuous carpet, purple, made out of hand-harvested journalist nurple. The Crown Prince pulled out all the stops to make Trump feel at home, even providing an actual mobile McDonald's semi-truck. Yes, it's true, yes. Of course, one of the most rewarding things about traveling the globe is getting the chance to sample the local nugget truck. Naturally, after a long plane ride and a 100-degree carpet stroll, Trump got a little nappy and drifted off to Sleepy Town. Who knows what marvelous things he dreamt of? Okay, yeah. That makes sense. Just a gentle reminder, U.S. intelligence has determined that Mohammed bin Salman ordered the murder and dismemberment of Washington Post journalist and Saudi dissident Jamal Khashoggi. So here's how Trump talked about him.
I like him a lot. I like him too much. That's why we give so much, you know? Too much. I like you too much.
I like you too much. You're like the son I never had. What's that? How many? The guy with the gums? God, that's depressing. Bring the nugget truck back. It's been a full 24 hours, and yet the anti-open corruption spoil sports out there are still giving Trump a hard time about accepting a simple $400 million bribe jet from Qatar. Even the Fox and Friends are questioning it. Yesterday, one of the and friends, Brian Kilmeade, asked White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt this surprisingly reasonable question.
Do you worry that if they give us something like this, they want something in return?
Absolutely not, because they know President Trump and they know he only works with the interests of the American public in mind.
That's absolutely right. No. That's absolutely right. I never think about Donald Trump. All I think about is the American public and how much they'd like to buy this Donald Trump only thinks about the American public t-shirts. Available. There you go. Folks, it's available on DonaldTrump.com for only 75 Donald Trump coins. Free shipping if you give me a jet. Limit, 1 shirt per jet. Elected Republicans are also speaking out about Grift Force One, like Florida Senator and haunted Slim Jim Rick Scott. Senator Scott was asked about Trump taking the plane from Qatar and replied, "They support Hamas, so I don't know." Not exactly drawing a bright line in the sand. Reminds me of when Abraham Lincoln declared, "A house divided against itself, I don't know." Whoop. Oh, hey, Hey, here's something fun. This just past weekend, right? This past weekend, RFK Jr. took his grandkids for a dip in a sewage-contaminated creek for Mother's Day. Okay, that's an unusual Mother's Day brunch. And what can I get you folks started on? Nothing for me. I'm saving room to eat a bunch of poop in a creek later. Thank you very much. The sewage water in question is Washington, D.C.'s Rock Creek, where, because of high levels of bacteria and other infectious pathogens, swimming is banned. Despite that, Bobby posted, Mother's Day hike in Dumbarton Oaks Parks with Amaryllis, Bobby, Kick, and Jackson, and a swim with my grandchildren, Bobcat and Cassius in Rock Creek. Why is every word more insane than the last? He also tweeted, in honor of Halloween, I took a Silkwood shower with my nephews Ocelot and Bosch washer dryer. Anyway, I hope they're happy. Of course, my ultimate birthday present is our new American Pope, Leo XIV. Right? There you go. The more we learn about this fellow, the more I like him. He's like a regular Joe Six Pope. For example, his brother John revealed that Pope Leo regularly plays Wordle. When it became apparent that then Cardinal Robert Francis Prevost would be elected, Filipino Cardinal Luis Antonio Tagle sat next to Prevost and said that he noticed him taking deep breaths as votes amassed in his favor, adding, I asked him, do you want a candy? And he said, yes. That is a heartwarming human gesture from Cardinal Tagle, and I just want to say to him, do not unwrap candy in church. The Lord can hear you wrestling. You are making the angels cry, Luis. Shh. Stop fidgeting. According to one cardinal, when the votes reached the two-thirds majority needed for Leo to become pope, the room erupted in a standing ovation, and he remained seated. Somebody had to pull him up. That's actually very relatable, especially to Easter and Christmas Catholics, who also don't remember when to stand or sit during Mass. When in doubt, kneel. You'll seem holier than everyone else. Leo's a big fan of Villanova's basketball team, and a lot of the former players are currently on the Knicks. So the school's chaplain said, I think that Pope Leo will keep an eye on the Nova Knicks. It seems crazy to have a pope who's a hoops fan, but it's right there in the Bible. And Jesus said unto them, come on, that's a foul. Are you blind, ref? Because if so, my child, I will heal you. Yeah, it's got a happy ending. Yes. A little mud. In fact, Knicks fans think that Pope Leo could mean an end to their NBA championship drought. It's true. Even last night's Knicks win was blessed with an angelic presence, Timothy Chalamet. In addition to Villanova, Pope Leo roots for Chicago sports teams, and the holy gambling community has noticed. Ever since Leo was chosen, bettors have been flocking toward the Bears, Cubs, and Villanova. That's a good call, because when God picks his guy, you go big on his team. That's why I always bet on the Dalai Lama's favorite squad, the Tibet Nothingnesses. Yeah. Serene nothingness. As far as his baseball fandom, there's a little controversy out there. When Leo was first announced as Pope, it was reported initially that he was a fan of the Chicago Cubs, which that team then celebrated by posting on their marquee, hey, Chicago, he's a Cubs fan. But after the Cubs claimed Leo, the Pope's brother clarified he has always been a Chicago White Sox fan. Okay, are we sure Leo has a direct line to heaven? Because based on the last 3 seasons, God ain't listening. Chicago is so proud of their homegrown Pope that they're honoring him in the most Chicago way possible, sandwiches. This week, Portillo's unveiled the Leo, which they describe as a divinely seasoned Italian beef, baptized in gravy, and finished with the holy trinity of peppers, sweet, hot, or a combo. It sounds delicious, and it's perfect for devout Catholics, because you eat at Portillo's often enough, you're gonna meet Jesus real soon. We got a great show for you tonight. I'll be talking to Alexander Skarsgård and Professor Brian Koch, but when we come back, I'll discuss the new Pope with a man who's met him, Father Jim Martin. Stick around, everybody.